The Will to Power, Volumes 1 and 2, written by Friedrich Nietzsche, read for you by Chiquito, Crasto. The Will to Power, an attempted transvaluation of all values, by Friedrich Nietzsche, translated by Anthony M. Ludovici, Volume 1, Books 1 and 2. The complete works of Friedrich Nietzsche, the first complete and authorized English translation, edited by Dr. Oscar Levy, Volume 14. Translator's Preface. In the volume before us, we have the first two books of what was to be Nietzsche's greatest theoretical and philosophical prose work. The reception given to Thus Spake Zarathustra had been so unsatisfactory, and misunderstandings relative to its teaching had become so general, that, within a year of the publication of the first part of that famous philosophical poem, Nietzsche was already beginning to see the necessity of bringing his doctrines before the public in a more definite and unmistakable form. During the years that followed, that is to say, between 1883 and 1886, this plan was matured, and although we have no warrant, save his sister's own word, and the internal evidence at our disposal, for classing Beyond Good and Evil, published in 1886, among the contributions to Nietzsche's grand and final philosophical scheme, The Will to Power, it is now impossible to separate it entirely from his chief work, as we would naturally separate The Birth of Tragedy, The Thoughts Out of Season, the volumes entitled Human, All Too Human, The Dawn of Day, and Joyful Wisdom. Beyond Good and Evil, then, together with its sequel, The Genealogy of Morals, and the two little volumes, The Twilight of the Idols and The Antichrist, published in 1889 and 1894 respectively, must be regarded as forming part of the general plan of which The Will to Power was to be the opus magnum. Unfortunately, The Will to Power was never completed by its author. The text from which this translation was made is a posthumous publication, and it suffers from all the disadvantages that a book must suffer from which has been arranged and ordered by foster hands. When those who were responsible for its publication undertook the task of preparing it for the press, it was very little more than a vast collection of notes and rough drafts set down.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?